I was gonna shoot this RX100 Mark VI review in downtown Brooklyn, and it was gonna be beautiful, a work of art, a masterpiece. But Mother Nature had a little bit of a different plan, so it looks like it's time for plan B. What's up? How's that? So this is the Sony RX100 Mark VI. When I'm shooting stills, I'm almost exclusively shooting on a 35mm film camera. But when I'm not, I'm actually using one of these. They're super portable, they're really light, lighter than DSLR, and most certainly lighter than my 35mm, and the transfer speeds are incredible. I can quickly put it on my phone and then up to Instagram, and its video capabilities are also amazing, which obviously I can't do with my 35mm. Now, Sony comes out with a new one of these just about every year, which is why we're already at the Mark VI when the Mark I came out in 2012. Now that's great because we've come a long way, but it also means that now that we're at the later generations, not much is changing. So let's figure out why you probably won't pay $1,200 for the Mark VI. So just like its predecessor, the Mark VI has a 20.1 megapixel 1-inch CMOS sensor, with 4K video at 2430p. And at the lower 1080p resolution, you have the HFR mode, or high frame rate mode. That is capable of 960 frames per second. The ISO spans from 125 to 12,800. So I find that it performs better in the lower ISO range, that's like 125 to 800. Once you get to 1600 and especially at 3200, you're gonna see a lot of noise and grain. So we just have to keep in mind that this is a point and shoot camera after all. And with that comes a small flash and small batteries that can't really handle hot days or long recording times. Be prepared to own a few batteries, especially if you're recording video. And also like last year's model, there's the pop-up OLED EVF. God bless the pop-up EVF. I love it so much. Yes, yes. It's one of the main reasons I bought this camera. And it's so crisp and so clean. There's something really intimate about being able to look through a viewfinder and take a photo. I mean, no one else is behind you looking at what you're getting. It's just you and your camera, and it makes you feel really professional. Now, the big difference this year though, is that it's a single action EVF. So it pops up, and instead of having to pull it out like you did on previous generations, it just does that automatically. Then when you want to close it, it's one single push down. The photo burst modes and autofocus also got a refresh on this model. The autofocus is fast, and I mean really fast. And its facial recognition is on point too, even when the face is super far in the frame or you're really wide. The burst mode can also now capture 233 shots at 24 frames per second, which is almost 100 shots more than the RX100 Mark V's 150 shots. For making GIFs or capturing the perfect moment, this is really great. For the vertically challenged among us and the foodies, you're really gonna love the extended range of the screen. In previous models, you had that 180 degrees screen, which it still does. This is great for vlogging, this is great for taking selfies, but new this year is the 90 degrees tilt down. It typically only went to 45, but now you have that full 90. I really didn't think this was gonna be super useful, but when taking shots of food or at concerts, it actually came in handy. So you pair that with the touchscreen capabilities that are also new this year, it's kind of banging. You can finally touch the screen to focus and to take shots. But I can't navigate the menu or hit OK. So in a world where touchscreens are so intuitive, they're on everything we use, why didn't we go one step further and make it completely usable via touch? We're so close. But speaking of close, hello Zeiss 24 to 200mm lens. For tourists or festival goers or bird watchers or a parent at a high school event, this is really a great feature. And it's clean, it's crisp, and it actually flattens out the image and gives you depth of field, much like the Canon 70 to 200mm would. It made me feel like a great photographer even when I was just on the fly doing something really quick. The problem is, we gave up an f1.8 aperture lens and those built-in NDs, which I use all the time. I loved being able to get down to 1.8, especially at night. And the ND was so easy and quick to slap on, it was much easier than adjusting the shutter, and when doing video, the ND is like absolutely valuable. So this might be the difference between buying this model and a previous cheaper model. That ND and f1.8 is a little bit more valuable to me. Overall, the RX100 continues to be a great camera, with better video options and way more models than Canon's G7 or Lumix LX line. And with all these models have come incredible improvements. I mean, this is a super powerful point and shoot. It has great HDR features, and with added S-Log3 support, this model can even step up as a B cam on shoots with an A7S very comfortably. The real problem though is the total and complete lack of a mic input and the price. I mean, for $1,200, there really should be a mic input, especially for how many vloggers use this camera. Just put it in. So if you have the money, go for it. You will absolutely not be disappointed by this camera. But if you're looking for a bang for your buck, you might want to look at the RX100 Mark IV or V. I have the 4 and I bought it on Craigslist last year, and it still works really well. And with that extra money, you could buy an external audio recorder. So thanks for watching. If you like this video and you like watching my hair slowly deflate, make sure you like and subscribe. Also, shout out to this camera that is currently doused in water. All right, we'll see you next time.